So let's jump right into it. Go ahead and give me some coins, and I'll just start charting them and give potential setups, and I'll post everything in chats. Okay. So just a heads up, I did go over Dogecoin, Floki, Pepe, ETH, Sol, OP, and LDO in my videos yesterday, so I won't be going over those. Right. RNDR. If you guys want to see, the coins I just mentioned, just watch my video from last night. It was uploaded less than 12 hours ago. Okay. So let's take a look at RNDR. Clean chart here. We have a clear range. Okay. So clear range. Okay. Now this support is getting weaker and weaker. We can call this maybe a weird looking bull flag, but we took the highs out here, closed back below, had an SFP. It was an easy short if you took it. Now multiple touches of support, okay, and consolidation on support is usually bearish. Not only that, but within this range we have a bear flag as well. I'm still in this coin, and I do have lower bids. Okay, so if we take the target for this technical targets, right, we should head back to this key level here. All right, so it was previously resistance. Let's just draw a little box. Okay, previously resistance, we broke out, right? We had some trouble here, flipped it, lost it again, and then we never actually retested the breakout point of this line. That's the technical targets. If we were to go there, that's where I would expect to bounce. Now, we can draw a trend line as well. Okay. So we can dump down there and we'll still be fine. We're still holding the trend, right? But if we are closing anything below here and doing this, okay, that's a time to cut our losses and go out. This is an order block that hasn't filled yet as well. But right now we're just consolidating on support. It's getting weaker and weaker. This coin needs to do something. And if I were to take a look at the BTC pairing, right, this just looks like another lower high. So maybe heads back down to this point here. And then we have an order block demand zone here. Okay. So no breakout here. We are still struggling here. I personally, I still am in my bids. Like, let me just bring my spot chart up. I'm still in. I'm still in here. My only two of my entries have filled. Okay, so the entry and then the DCA filled. My second DCA and my third DCA have not filled yet. The third DCA falls in line with that bear flag target. And I have trimmed. We did hit TP1, so I'm still waiting for these bids to fill. If they do, this one is an outlier. If we do get a triple tap, then great. But I'm waiting for DCA 2 and DCA 3 to fill still, and hopefully we put in a higher low and then go from there. But this is stalling, as it won't move until we have some action in AI coins. But for this to move, you need this level here at $10.82 to get reclaimed. Until that happens, I wouldn't focus on this coin. You either bid lower or you wait until this level is reclaimed, and then you again go for range highs. So there's 3 charts. I'll post all 3 of them. Where is the BTC pairing? And this is my spot chart. You can also still find this in my channel. Maybe we have an inverse head and shoulders here as well, right? Here is the left shoulder, head, right shoulder. The breakout target of this is like about 16 bucks as the technical target. But as long as we are ranging here and consolidating on support, I expect lower. Okay. Vanry. So another coin, again, AI coin. I am still in it as well. Our average is around 169, I think it was. We rejected from supply, also the top of this trend line. Again, another bear flag looking structure. I want this level to be flipped. Okay, essentially taking out these highs here. That's TP1. If you guys are in from lower with me, but if this is flipped, right, we would put in some highs, maybe put in an inverse head and shoulders again, and this runs off. But we are in supply, and it's going to take some time to get rid of the supply zone, or at least take some orders. Right, we had a deviation here as well. Here was your SR point, rejected, went above, deviated. So most likely this heads back down to 18 cents. If you're looking for entries, play the trend line again. If the trend line gets broken, right, and turns it into resistance, that's when you'll cut the trade out if you are buying from here. But we got in at 15.7. We added more. So I have a running average of 16.9 cents. But again, I still expect a leg down in the markets. So you could play the 18 cents if we get it. Whoops. Is there a BTC pairing on this one? Yeah, there is. Looks exactly like the USDT chart. Probably goes for another retest of this order block and trend line. Yeah. Yep. 18 cents is where I see it bouncing from. So I'll post that chart as well. Sucks. If you hear background noise, I apologize. Sol, I'm not going to be going over. I already went over last night. Let's take a look at Ando. Ando is strong still. Again, in an uptrend. If you guys watched my video, I mentioned that it would look like Tia. And I'm going to keep bringing this up until it stops. Right, so Tia had the higher highs, higher lows, consolidation. This is where we are at currently. Right, chart looks similar. Breakout, and then I expect this to come back down to around 107 down to $1. That would be a great buy entry. This is the highs, right? So as I mentioned, when coins go, or if you guys watched the video last night, If coins go into price discovery, the all-time highs usually get tested. Okay, Tia did this multiple times. Like this was the high, came and retested it, and then continued to run. If this was the high here, it got retested here, and then it continued to run here. So I expect, Ando is a very, very strong coin. I expect this to go much higher for sure. My target, long-term target, is $5 on this. I would love to get to $1.77 before we have some pullback. But if Bitcoin does pull back to the 66 to 65.8K level, I don't think we get $1.07. This will take some time. The hottest coins and the strongest coins are still going to be trending. This is one of them. It hasn't shown weakness yet, so I would be patient. If you set bids, actually this looks like it wants to continue running here. Low time frame, got a little bull flag. So if this continues to run here, you're going to wait for the retest, successful retest, and then you will long. Your setup would look something like this. This is again waiting on the retest. Technical targets for this bull flag. So wait for that retest to happen. We need to close above, retest, and the retest must hold above the line, and then it's going to be a market long, stops below support, easy invalidation, and then you target much higher, TP whenever you want. But on a, let me put the chart out really quickly. If you're looking to get this on a higher time frame, then you're going to bid $1.07 down to $1. Okay. So bid black, actually purple, down to purple number 2. Ave. Man, I haven't charted these coins in a bit. Ave is at resistance right now. If you're looking for an entry, I go in with the demand zone. Alright, so the demand zone would also be support. So if you're looking for a setup, something like that, targeting these highs here. We are at resistance. Okay. Yeah, so 98 down to 94, stops below the wick at 90. Hopefully it puts in another high or even a double bottom, and then we go higher from there. Now this one's going to be a bit riskier. This coin's pretty volatile, you can tell by the wicks. So if you're going in this coin, you go in with a smaller position size. If it doesn't give the entry, then you're waiting for the breakout, retest, and hold of this area. Okay, and then you can long it to there. Now the stops cannot be given yet because I need more data to form, But that's how you will go in about if we get the breakout, you're waiting for the flip to happen. This probably is a low time frame bounce here. We'll double bottom. And if you want like a quick scalp, it's gonna be risky. This probably gets stopped out, but for you hungry degens out there, this would be the setup. This probably gets stopped out though. I wouldn't take it. So I'm just gonna put those. I'm not taking any of these setups, by the way. Any setup that I give will be taken, or any setups that I take will be given in my channel. Say. One sec. Okay, so let's say we have a supply zone here, right? We were making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. We had a higher high. Here's your lower low. So anything to this area is a short. It's a bearish Quasimodo pattern. Okay. If we do come down to this order block, that's where you can start buying or bidding. We are at resistance right now. Well, we did reject from resistance. So to target these highs here, you need a flip of this resistance around 57. Right now we're like getting close to mid-range. This is a no trade zone here. So either you buy down here, you go in very light, okay? And I'm going to reiterate this. You go in very light. You have a soft stop loss because this can easily come down, take the wick out, okay, reclaim, and then go higher. So for, if you don't have a soft stop loss, and by soft I mean like you go in with a very small position, you don't add until that reclaim happens. If this support turns into resistance, you cut for a small loss. Okay. Your setup will look something like this. And if you want, you can take it on spot. It's safer. This is why I trade spot. Entry, right? You can DCA down here at the support line, and then you hold TP1, TP2, TP3, right? If you're playing leverage, you go in light at entry. You wait to DCA until either this is taken out, or we come back and we bounce from support, a successful bounce from support, then you can DCA. Then you place your stop loss below the wick, and then TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, this is a short area, supply zone. This is a short area. Low time frame, again, no trade zone right here. This is, I don't even know what the fuck this is, the Batman symbol. So we have to go down and form that last bat. Otherwise, you wait for this flip to happen, and then you can get in. So if this flip happens, you can take the long, stops below, and you target up there. Algo. This is a shitcoin. I think you have better chances of investing your money into a Coinstar machine. We are at resistance here. Okay. If you are truly wanting, and again, I trade on higher time frames, so you'll never see me go anything lower than like a 4 hour right now, because my trades are usually swings. So you are waiting for a flip of this, which it has not done yet, right? We've been getting rejected. This flipped briefly here, right? We had the retest and we held above, and it gave a 6 or 8% move, but it hasn't done so since. So you're waiting for that flip to happen. Break above, close above, retest, hold, and then you can long once that happens. But until then, I don't even know where to bid this lower. Probably in this little shit area here, right? You have demand. But at that point, if it does come back down there, it has broken the trend. You're hoping it's a wick. Otherwise, you can bid there. If it closes below, goes and retests, then it's going to most likely reject and go lower. So if you're looking to buy this for spot, these are going to be your areas to buy. Right? If you're looking to long scalp, that's going to be risky, but this would be your area. And the risk to reward is terrible as fuck. Right? Otherwise, you're waiting for the flip to happen. And you're going to place your stops and TP probably there. Shitcoin, but there's your setups. Hi, can I short now? I'm not going to answer that question. Tau. So Tau is putting in a higher high here. Right? Upholding the trend. If it were to come back down, right, the order block is where you want to buy. Now, this did break out, depending on where you want to draw your trend line. Right, so this would be in confluence with a retest of the breakout, a daily order block, and we have golden pocket. 786 fib is the bottom DCA point. So something like, now again, like these wicks, this is a pretty a liquid coin, right? But entry, DCA, stops below the wick, and then TP1, TP2, TP3. Nutcoin derived purely from. No, I'm not going to answer that. I can't chart this coin. Next, ENA. I'm not charting coins that just came out of a mother's womb. Okay. ENA, resistance. There's our support. Okay. Sorry, one sec. I gotta text my side chick. Alright. Okay. So we have, this order block got filled perfectly. trend line. If we do go down, 82 cents is your support where you want to bid. If this does take longer, then your trend line is going to be the support that you want to add on. Again, this is currently in a no trade area. We are mid-range between the support and the resistance here. So you're going, again, most of my trades require confirmations. So we're going to want this resistance here to be broken out, right? And this is a 4-hour chart. Notice how we broke out, we failed, right? We broke out, we failed. So you want a breakout and a successful retest. So if this was your breakout, the retest didn't happen until here, right? And this gave you a 6% move, almost a 5% move. You want that, and it could take a while for it to happen, right? But if you're just going to long here and it just goes up and then fails, the reward and the risk is like, or the risk is higher than the reward is not there. So you want a break, and this resistance is getting weaker and weaker because we've had so many rejections from it. 1, 2, let's just call that 3, that cluster, 4, and then let's call this like 60, right? So the more we retest and reject from resistance, the weaker it's going to be. Come back down to possibly this area, right? We could put in an inverse head and shoulders as well. And then here's your technical targets. This would be TP1. This would be TP2. And TP3. Alright, but we need confirmation for that to happen. Whiff. Okay. Now, let's go to a perp chart because most y'all degens are perps. Here's the high. We are at the high right now. This could put in a swing failure pattern if we were to close below the line, and then it would be a possible short trigger. If we close below this local high, okay, it's a short, stops above the wick. I'm not saying how low we go, but this is a strong coin. If Sol pumps, this shitcoin will pump as well. We are huge supply zone here. It's a large daily order block, right? So if we close below on the daily, you take a short scalp, and this would be your main TP. You'd have to go to a lower time frame to find your low time frame TPs. So TP1 would probably be here, TP2 would probably be 322, and TP3 down there. If you're looking for longs, then I would love this daily order block, right? But on a lower time frame, probably that order block, and this would be your scalp play. Right, something like that. $786 fib. Yeah, most likely might get front ran around $3.39, but keep your eye on it. I will eventually short this coin to useless. Let's zoom in on this one. This is a confirmation play. Do not blindly short. LDO I covered last night on my YouTube. Alright, let me answer some questions. One sec. Right, there's no questions. Okay, let me keep going. Near. I think Near had some news with Grayscale recently. Higher highs, higher lows, trends intact. We have resistance, possibly going for a little cup and handle action. Right. This trend line is not valid. Now it is. Let's see. That order block got filled perfectly. Maybe something like what is the technical targets of this? Is this in price discovery? No, it's not. Okay, very, very crucial level to hold. I don't like that daily or that 3-day candle. 737 DCA down to 693, and then maybe at that point we actually make the cup, or sorry, the handle. And you play that way. This resistance is very, very crucial, right? It was previously support here, especially on the weekly, right? We had rejections from it, 2 rejections from it. So the third one might reject again, but I like how it's shaping up. It hasn't broken trend yet. It can actually come down as long as we don't close below here, below $6.80. We aren't breaking structure, but if we close below and put in a lower high, then yes, we have broken structure. This will shift down. Shift down. Here. Jupe is an automatic no. I don't do soul shitcoins. Need a short-term 50x arch. Nice. Congrats. How do you DCA on 2 entries? So if you go to my channel and you go to my pinned messages, you will see my DCAs and how I do it if there's 2 or 3. But if there's 2, then it's usually going to be either 50-50 or 30-70. 30 being your entry and then 70 your DCA. If I have 3, it's going to be either 15 to 20% entry, 30 to 35% of DCA1, and then 50 to 55% of DCA2. Your entry should always be lighter in comparison to your DCA. AVAX. Apex is in a broadening wedge formation. I don't think we get $25, but if we do, that's a must long. Now, just like whatever the first coin I talked about, right? It's in a range. Range lows, range highs, right? This is a no trade zone right now. One sec, sorry, one sec. My puppy's going crazy. Range highs, deviation. We are at mid-range, so this is a no trade zone. You're going to wait until either this level is flipped. Now we did put in an order block here. Right, so if we do go back up, again, it's going to be the third touch. And, you know, if we're in a range, then you short until proven wrong. And range lows, you long until proven wrong. Now, careful with range lows because stop loss placement's tough. If we were shorting, or if we were longing here, stop loss would be below there. If we were longing here, stop loss would be below there. If we're longing here, I'm still choosing this wick here. Okay. The reason for that is because if we long at this support, that stop is very tight. You want to give yourself some breathing room. So there is your range play. Okay. We did bounce perfectly from this OB, and we are actually in it. We could actually continue to ride down a little bit more, take this wick out, and then go a little bit higher and then short back down. Now, I don't think we get a huge 7 move down. This is one or the other. If we get up there, you short. If we get down there, you long until one side's broken. Right now, they've both had 3 touches of support and resistance, so it's, you know, it's anyway. It can go anyway here. But again, anything that we are in mid-range is a no trade zone. Flip this, then we will gun for the supply zone here. Alright. Nutcoin. Yo, this guy in fucking Fed, man. Let me go to a different chart. I think my TP2 hit. I haven't checked my accounts in a bit. I definitely don't check it during the weekend, so. Okay, we took out these highs. Got an order block down here. Entry, DCA the golden pocket, stop loss below these support lines, and then you target the highs here, and then TP2. Now, if we were to get to this point and reject, stop loss above the highs, back down to support. This rejected perfectly from supply zone, and it still is. I mean, we took the liquidity, but still this is a supply zone. Yeah, short there. long there. Bonk. Bonk, I'm an idiot for closing. We are approaching all-time highs. So it's just like, let me bring that chart up. Right, just like Pepe, this is where Bonk is right now. Whoops. This is where Bonk is right now. Minus that wick. Right? A little bit higher. And if this continues to run, you don't chase it. Right? You wait for the retest of all-time highs, and that's when you enter. And it's proven over and over again, once a coin goes into price discovery, wait for the retest to happen, and then you long from there. All right? If you long this breakout, so let's say this was you. Right? You're like, "Oh shit, it broke out here. I longed the breakout, you chased. Nice. You were exit liquidity for the whatever guy was shorting here." All right? So you want to be successful, you want to wait for that successful retest to happen, and then you long. So just like Floki, right? People were thinking, "Oh, I'm going to long here because it's going to break all-time highs." Well, no, it rejected from equal highs and then got to move down. So just like it broke out here, got the retest, went higher, same thing with Bonk. You're going to wait, like it's too risky to long here, right? You're going to wait until this breaks out and then wait for the retest to happen. Otherwise, you're going to wait until either this SR here gets filled or you enter in at this demand zone here. Bonk. Madic, also a shitcoin. I've said this before in multiple streams. I've said this in my YouTube videos, but you want to focus on coins that are new and not Dino coins from last cycle. All right, those coins will not do well. They will have their pumps here and there, but they're usually shit. Litecoin, Madic, XRP won't ever move. You can long it, and in 2 years, 3 years, it'll still be the same price. But you want to focus on new coins. And right now, Madic looks like if you're a Madic holder, or if you know that someone's a Madic holder, you know the website where you can order dog shit or horse shit. Send one to them, because this is what the chart looks like. Right? Looks like a bear flag. I wouldn't get into this, and if this does pump, it's an automatic short. Why am I on 3-day chart? Let's use the 4-hour. Right? Like, this price action is Magic Johnson type AIDS. Support getting weaker and weaker, multiple touches. You definitely want this resistance to be flipped to long. So something like that. You long, stop loss would be somewhere down here. I can't tell you where because it hasn't formed yet. Otherwise, you're going to long this demand zone here. This would be a scalp play. Right back to highs. Because if that fails, then it's going to go to the trend line. It goes to the trend line, and that's where you're going to play it. But again, this doesn't really move. It's just like XRP, just frozen. All right. Pendle. All right. Pendle. Whoa, what the fuck? Am I getting double top vibes? I mean, you know, my students know it did the trick, right? It bounced from the demand zone order block, gave you a nice pump, but higher time frame, this looks like a potential double top. Lower time frame, if that candle closes if this candle closes above here, then we have a sweep of the lows, a lot of the lows, and you could possibly take a long scalp. Stop loss, but I mean, I don't know what caused that, but that's just terrible. It's pretty liquid, but you'll play it back to the highs, and then TP mid range, TP highs. But daily time frame, this looks like a double top, especially with a bearish engulfing candle. Looks like it wants to go lower. I just don't know where. My harmonic peeps, harmonize this bitch. Send me your charts. I want to say it goes back to there. This is only if it's swing failures, okay? Don't take this long right now. Pendle. Yeah, sorry about my dog in the back. Madic or ADA? Which one does hate most? Definitely ADA. Thoughts on... I don't even know what the fuck that is. WAXP? I don't have thoughts on it. I only deal with high cap coins. How about Bowden? Dog shit. Okay, wait, hold on. $5. What is that? I can't read it. $5.58. Okay, I got close. I'll take it. Gala. Okay, I'll do three more. Gala's one. I'm not doing punk, whatever the fuck that is. Alright. Gala's in a range. Simple range trading here. Again, we are at mid-range, so short range highs. Now we've had the same amount of touches on both sides again. Now this could go both ways. Alright, these would be the two plays. Stop loss is very, very tight on this one, on the long side. Okay, but if this is an accumulation, then the next short area would be here. Again, very, very tight stop. Yo, work with me. TP1, TP2 somewhere here, TP3. One sec. Yeah, these bounced exactly where it had to. Swing failure. Here's a scalp play. So short entry around 48.27. Stop loss above the wick. And you play it back down to the mid-range. And then, we have the short highs as well. Here's your daily range. I went over Dogecoin in my video yesterday. Thoughts haven't changed there. Injective. This is a coin where I kind of want to give up on. Like, how do you fucking go to all-time highs and then you take a shit bigger than Caitlyn Jenner? Okay. Range lows. This is the deviation retest point. Right, back to range highs. Definitely a short here if we get it. It is an SR point that hasn't been tested in a bit. Back down to range lows. But other than that, I don't see a setup on the daily. One sec, let me just... Now, we got to be careful in shorting. Although Bitcoin is dipping, alts are holding relatively well. Okay, and that's because Bitcoin dominance. I'll show you that chart in just a sec. The risk to reward is not great there. Maybe have a tighter stop. But that would be your 4-hour short. So Tia broke out. and retested successfully. And it's at a very, very crossroady part. If this is flipped, Tia runs hard. Anyways, oh wow, I didn't even notice any of this. So, reason Bitcoin went down to, what was it, 67.3? Yeah, and alts are holding well and actually much higher than Bitcoin is because Bitcoin dominance. All right, Bitcoin dominance has broken the trend line. Let's go to the 3-day really quickly. Has broken trend. Even did a small little retest on it. Rejected. And it's now on support here, but turning into resistance. My target is 53.12%. So if this continues its grind down, alts will continue to do well. That's why, I've been saying this for a while. I'm not shorting in a bull market. I don't care if we get a 30% retracement. You never know when alts are going to perform well. So, for those that are shorting in this market, I wish you luck. But look for pullbacks instead of trying to short. And if you're shorting in an uptrend, your position size should be much less than if you were long. So, yeah, again, you don't fight the trend. Okay. If this continues to lose it here, we're going down. And with my Bitcoin dominance, or sorry, USDT dominance that I went over yesterday in my video, I expect this down or to go down to 4%, put in a double bottom, and then we have a reversal higher. So I'm expecting in the markets to make all-time highs, possibly get to 84, 83K, and then have a harsh rejection and a multi-month correction to the downside. So I still think as long as we are holding 60, 61K, which is range lows on Bitcoin, it's bullish. Again, the same chart that I've been making for a while, right? As long as we hold range lows, bullish. We want this 66, 65K to hold. This is the mid-range. If we are above this 69K level and we flip it to support, we will grind higher. We actually are making an inverse head and shoulders, and how I came up with the 88K or 84K figure. There you go. All right. So I still think higher, but this level we've rejected from like 4 or 5 times and get weaker. I think if we flip this 71 or 72K level, the next time it's gonna break through, and we get a nice move in the markets. So if you guys are in longs, just hold your positions. I still expect a leg down. I mean, we didn't get it to where I want it to go. Wrong chart. This is what I shared in yesterday's video. I wanted a move down to 66.2, DCA down to 55.2, and then target highs from there. But we'll see. Maybe we still get it. Monthly close is in 4 days. Yeah, 4 days, including today. So there's gonna be some fuckery going around. All right. Let me answer some questions, and then I'm gonna head out. No more charting here. Yeah, SR means support resistance point. It hasn't been flipped, so I call it an SR. If it's flipped, then it becomes support. If it's flipped to resistance, then it becomes a resistance point. How you decide your range. So, what coin did I just go over that's in a range? Injective. No, that's not a range. What? Hold on, let me check charts really quickly. There's many coins I just discussed about being in a range. Madic. Okay. So if you take a look at this chart here, right? Range highs, range lows. So if we're talking about the first move down, right? So this is your support, maybe a little bit higher. Candle bodies, right? And then the first touch is your range highs. So here's your range highs, here's your range lows. We bounced again from range lows, established support, rejected, bounce again from range lows, rejected, bounce again from range lows, rejected. So it's your first support line and your first rejection point that marks out your range highs and your lows. If Trump loses, is it the end of a bull run? I honestly hope they both get shot and die. Bunch of fucking losers. I don't think so. No. I think going into the elections, we're going to have a move up. Trump is not going to do anything positive for the crypto space. Neither is Biden. They're just saying stuff to get votes, and then they go back to their both retarded selves. So, how to DCA in current market? Check my pinned messages in my channel. About BVol and future price leading, are you still expecting a big move this week, or has your bias changed? BVol happened on Saturday. You already got the big move, right? Saturday, 48 to 72 hours. Yesterday and today, we already got it. I still expect more volatility. The big move is going on currently. In terms of spot leading, right? We had the move up to 70K, but we did fall harder than we did go up. We are still, I mean, that's $120 premium or discount on spot. I mean, this is still worrisome for me. I still think we go lower to 66K, but like, I mean, a lot of people are heavily over leveraged. If you take a look at funding rates, they are positive. So I still think we go a bit lower. You want this to be as neutral as possible within $5 to $10. Okay, but when you have a $100 variance, not good. How do you identify liquidity areas? You look at the wicks. Ah, thanks. I didn't see that. Yep. Alright guys, I'm going to head out here. I'm going to stop recording. This will be uploaded